Okay, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we got people waiting. Let's go live. And what's everybody doing? We got a big channel. We've got lots of people that want lots of information. And I'm here to give you that information for free about K1 visa processing. Okay? Now, you want to process a K1 visa, you got to do it right. When you submit it, you don't want to submit it in a lazy kind of manner. So that way you don't get an RFE. Now, what's an RFE? An RFE is a request for further evidence. What is a request for further evidence? Well, it means you forgot something when you submitted your K1 visa package. And we don't want you to forget anything. And I've made lots and lots and lots and lots of videos on how to put together a K1 visa package without making mistakes. That way you get your visa as quick as possible instead of getting stuck in an RFE hurry up and wait mode. And John K is in the house. John K says, "Hi from San Francisco Bay Area. Diego, hope your weekend is going well." John K, where the weekend is great. Happy Saturday. Today, September 23rd, 2023. And it is a few minutes till 7 p.m. Central Time. And somebody sent me an email on YouTube saying, "Why I'm waiting for you to go on your channel. I thought it was 7 o'clock." Well, it is 7 p.m., but 7 p.m. Central Time, not 7 p.m. Eastern Time or 7 p.m. Pacific Time. It's 7 p.m. Central Time, which is 1 hour behind Miami time. Debbie, hey Diego, what's going on, Debbie? Diddy Vaughn, hey Diego, how's it going? I thought you wasn't going live today. Who said that? Who said I wasn't going live today? You got to fix your clock. Your watch is not working right. Come on, Diddy Vaughn. Cecilia Gomez, I got welcome letter December 30th, 2022. When do you think I will get NOA2? No, you didn't get a welcome letter. You got an NOA1 letter. Cecilia, you got a letter from immigration that says they received your K1 visa package, okay, and they forwarded it to the lockbox. Excuse me, to the service center, okay. So now you're waiting for them to adjudicate it, your visa package. So then that way, you get your NOA2 letter, which is your approval at the USCIS. When the USCIS approve it, you get the NOA2 letter. Then it goes to the National Visa Center. Then they look over it, and if there's no mistakes, then what they'll do is wait for the embassy to get freed up, and then they'll give you a case number, and then they'll mail it to the embassy. Let's see. John K, I feel like I'm in purgatory with my fiance's K1 visa interview. It will be on November 30th in Phnom Penh. I'm sure you know the feeling, sir. Well, that's just a couple of months away. What's that, 8 weeks? 8.5 weeks? That's not long. You're going to be done with this soon, okay? It's not purgatory. You're good. You just got to wait out the process. Diddy Von, okay, I'm in New York. Okay, now, if you're in New York, you are 1 hour ahead of me. You're in Eastern Time. I'm in the Panhandle of Florida near Pensacola, which is Central Time, which is 1 hour behind you. So it should be a few minutes to 8 p.m. in New York City or in New York, wherever you are. James Wan, hi Diego, everything is booked. Okay. We should have our K1 by October 18th. Things are looking up. Well, that's good. But remember, don't keep looking up because then you're going to trip on something. Keep looking straight ahead and stay focused, and you're going to get your K1 visa all wrapped up. Mr. Rody 14. Hello, Diego, my man. I'm at work. Oh, no, you're at work. So I cannot talk much, but I received my NOA2 letter, and it said 2 to 4 weeks for the welcome letter. Is that true? No, that's another big story from the National Visa Center telling you a story. They keep telling you people's stories. It takes between 2 months to 4 months to get the welcome letter from NVC. So disregard that, Mr. Rody 14, one of our channel supporters. Ingrid Rogers. Hi, Diego. I have my case number ready. I received an email from U.S. Travel Docs with a link to create a profile, but no invoice number. I emailed the embassy in the Dominican Republic and the NVC. No response yet. Okay, Ingrid, send an inquiry to the NVC and say you want the invoice number. Okay? Send an inquiry, Ingrid. This is what the question is. What do I do? What do you do? Send an inquiry to the NVC and say, hey, please send me my invoice number. Okay? And also check in with the embassy, but they're busy, so they'll read your email, but they won't get back to you right away. Chopper Harley is in the house, ladies and gentlemen. Chopper Harley is a great supporter of this channel. John K., my fiance, is on October 24th in Phnom Penh. We got two guys with their beautiful prometidas getting ready for their visa interviews. Mr. Rody 14, high five. Thank you, sir. Look at what another a super chat now. For a super chat, we give a toast. We give Mountain Dew toast for super chats. Thank you, Mr. Rody 14. Let's see, Diddy Von. Diego, I filled out my DS-160. I paid the visa fee, but they didn't let me schedule my interview. It says they are reviewing my interview request. Okay, no problem. What that means in U.S. government language is they're busy and they're waiting for a slot to open up. Okay? They've already reviewed your request. You've already got your visa approved by the USCIS. Now you just got to wait for an interview slot to open up. So you paid the fee and you filled out. Now, did you print the confirmation page for the DS-160? When you fill out the DS-160, you got to print that confirmation page. So don't worry, you're going to be all right. Okay? Let's see here. Diddy Von. Let me finish Diddy Von here. The question. They're going to review your interview request. No, they're not going to review your interview request. They're going to tell you when they have a slot available. Keep checking back so you can schedule the interview. Mohammed. Hey, Diego, when they... let me see here. Mohammed, you deleted the question. How can I answer it? Shemi Love, JM. Hi, Diego. Do you think we need letters from family and friends for our K1 visa interview? Sure, why not? Everything helps, right? James 1, high five. And Mr. Rody said, see you for now on his super chat. James says, I hope you've been, Diego. Is your case ready? No, James, I don't have ready status yet. Don't have it. It's just got a case number. The embassy in Bogota is busy. John K's talking to Chopper Harley. Let's see here. Yeah, Shemi, go ahead and get some letters from your family and friends. That's a good idea. But they got to fill it out properly. Got to be a proper affidavit. Okay? It's got to be a proper affidavit. Nam Vang, NV Homes. Good day, Diego. Did get my invoice number since the last few videos. My question is, while filling out the DS-160, my fiance doesn't have an email or computer with Wi-Fi. Can I print mine? Okay, then you go ahead and fill it out and help her out. Okay, you have permission to do that. Okay, if she doesn't have a computer, no Wi-Fi, none of that, you do it and print that confirmation page. And okay. James Wan, for the case of India, hold on a second, guys. For the case of India, the consulate said that packet 4 is not mandatory to do the medical. So we are good to go. Okay. But you got to know what to bring to the medical exam. The passport, the welcome letter if you have it. There's a list of things you got to bring to the medical exam. Your vaccination documents, your beneficiary's medical history. Okay? Don't forget that stuff. Passport photos. You got to bring passport photos. Don't forget. Ingrid Rogers. Thank you, Diego. Ingrid, no problem. Janiela James. Hi, Diego. Janiela, what's going on? And Zoila, hello, Diego. Zoila Molina. Janiela, hope all is well. My fiance is coming through JFK by himself. Oof. I hope the immigration officer make the process easy for him. Well, JFK is a busy airport. It's in Queens, New York City. It's a busy place. So my advice to your fiance is to stay relaxed. Don't be in a hurry. Smile. Be happy. Don't stress it. Okay. And go through immigration and just take your time and don't stress it. Okay. JFK, John F. Kennedy International Airport in Queens, New York, is a busy place. Okay. Jason Mabry, hello, Diego, back from Ghana. Had a great time and have my fiance all the documents for the interview. 10 months waiting and waiting. Jason Mabry, good job on your trip to Ghana. Good job on bringing your beneficiary her documents, the original signed letter of intent to get married, right? The I-134, you brought all that information, pictures, your tax returns, your W-2s, your 1099s, the tax transcripts. You didn't forget anything, right? Let's see. So I hope you had a good vacation. I'm glad Ghana is in West Africa, Central West Africa, beautiful country. Mohammed, hey Diego, when they ask at the interview about the address, is it the full address or just the city and state? Well, you tell them the full address. If they ask Karina, okay, Karina, they ask Karina, where do you live in America? Where are you going to live? That she'll tell her the address here. Pete B, high five, super chat. Pete B, all we have left is the scary visa interview on October 3rd. That's right, Pete B, the scary visa interview, and it's going to be a piece of cake, right? In Manila. So yeah, Mohammed, your beneficiary needs to know the complete address, number, street, city, state. Life in North Carolina. Hello, Diego from Greensboro, North Carolina. Denise Jefferson, the #1 channel supporter. Denise says, hello, Diego and Karina, praying for continuous movement with your journey. It's a process, Denise. It's just a process. And once people understand that it's just a process, and as long as you don't have a total meltdown at the visa interview, you're going to get the K-1 visa. In the interim, we thank you for your helping us while you wait. Respectfully. No problem, Denise. It is a pleasure to be here to help you guys. Now, listen up. Our cat Tokyo, now we had a big earthquake in Bogota, Colombia. We had a big earthquake. The apartment was shaking and shaking. The pictures fell off the wall. Everything fell on the floor. Those cracks in the walls, cracks in the floor, right? You remember the earthquake in Bogota. So the TV didn't fall off the wall. We had a flat screen TV. It didn't fall off the wall. So Karina's brother came over, took it down, and set it on the TV stand. Well, guess what? Guess what? It was not meant to be. Tokyo, our cat, walked in front of the TV and knocked it over and smashed the screen on the TV. Our cat destroyed the television, our flat screen TV. An earthquake couldn't break it, but a cat did. What's up with that? You can't be angry at the cat. Let me see. Diddy Vaughn. It said Diddy Vaughn, and Janella says, okay, thank you, Diddy Vaughn. It says exactly your request to schedule an appointment has been received, will be reviewed, and you will receive an email once your request is approved. Well, that embassy is doing things a little differently. What country, Diddy Vaughn, are we talking about? Nong Vang Envy Homes. But one question. Okay, Mr. Colombo. Now, Colombo, Lieutenant Colombo has always one more question, right? They're asking about her email, but she's never had an email. Will that be okay if I put my email? Put your email in there. Listen up, guys. If you are filling out the DS-160 and your beneficiary does not have an email account, put your email account in that spot. Okay? Pete B, thank you for that super chat. Yeah, like you said, all we have left is the scary visa interview, right? And it's a piece of cake. You guys are going to get through this. But our cat, okay, an earthquake in Bogota couldn't destroy our flat screen TV. So Karina had her brother come over to the apartment, take it off the wall, put it on got a TV stand, put it on a TV stand, and then the cat jumps up on the TV stand and knocks it over and totally smashes the window of the TV. So a 6.3 magnitude earthquake couldn't take out our TV, but a cat did. And that's what cats do. So anyway, I'm not buying another TV. We are this close to leaving Colombia. So when I go to Colombia to be with Karina to finish up the K1 visa, I won't have a TV to watch. So I'm going to have to watch TV on my laptop. James Wan, there's a good practice video on YouTube. Type in K1 visa practice interview. There you go. Didivan, Diego, what should I do while I wait on them? What do you mean, wait on what? What are you waiting for? What should you do? Get the documents together. Get the paperwork together. Things that you got to get to a beneficiary. Tasha Lynn's World. Hi, Diego. Hey, Tasha Lynn's World. What is going on? Jason Mabry, yes, included all documents up to this point, but we'll have to mail the most recent tax pay stubs NOA2 closer to the interview. So that tells me that the interview is going to be 2024 perhaps, right? Because you should already have your latest tax returns and then the pay stubs I can understand. Jose Ramirez. Hi, Diego. Hope you are having a great weekend. Every weekend is fantastic. We received our NOA2 letter on August 6, 2023. Our embassy is Santo Domingo. Okay, no problem. Still do not have a case number from the NVC. How long before we receive a case number? Send an inquiry. Jose, send an inquiry to the National Visa Center right now. Send them an inquiry. Put in your beneficiary's receipt number from your NOA2 letter. Put in her date of birth correctly, her name, put in you're the petitioner, and put a little note and say, hey, where's my case number? Please send me my case number and send it to immigration. They'll send you a case number, okay? All right. You got that, Jose? Shins, hi, Diego. I checked my status online and it shows ready status, but I still didn't get my welcome letter. Okay, should I wait or start filling out my DS-160? Get to work on filling out your DS-160. Get to work on paying your visa fee and scheduling your visa interview without the welcome letter. Then, once you do all that, send an inquiry to the NVC and say, hey, where's my welcome letter? Ask him for it. Let's see, Jose. So hopefully that answered your question. Jacob, good evening, Diego. Jacob, what's going on? Are you relaxed, Jacob? Are you relaxed? Are you kicking back and waiting? Right? Not much longer. John K. Hi, Diego. Says that my fiance visa interview is approved. Okay. Will the consulate give it to her right there and then? And if so, could I book the flight on the following day? John K., listen up. Don't book any plane rides. Don't buy any plane tickets. Don't book any plane flights until that K1 visa is in the passport of your beneficiary. Okay? When that K1, when your beneficiary sends you a photograph of her K1 visa in her passport, sends you a screenshot and then sends it to you in email or WhatsApp or Yahoo or whatever, then go ahead and book the flight. Didivan, this is from Dominican Republic. Okay. Denise Jefferson, congratulations, Pete B. We are excited for you and your fiance. Thank you for sharing, as it is a reminder that our time will eventually come. That's exactly right. Denise, everybody's going to get their visa. Everybody's going to get their visa. And I got another super chat here, but I can't see who it's from. I don't know. I can't see that, guys. I'll have to wait until I get the page down. Oh, okay. Nong Vang, NV Homes. High five. Thank you, Nong Vang, for your super chat. Thanks, Diego. We are all blessed for your YouTube channel. No, it's your channel, guys. It belongs to you. The Visa Center replied to my email at 11 p.m. on Wednesday. Okay. So it tells me they are trying to speed up and hang in there. Oh, Good job, Nong Vang, NV Homes. See, I told you guys you're going to get, like Denise Jefferson just said, your time will come, guys. And Nong Vang, thank you for that super chat. Okay. You go on the credits. I'll put your name on the credits as a channel supporter. And it goes in order of when you send a super chat. There's no alphabetical order. When I put your name out there on the credits, it's in order from when you submitted a super chat. Okay, it's not in alphabetical. It's not in amount or anything like that. Let's see. Angel Tate. Good night, everybody. Good night, everyone. Angel, you going to bed? You just got online. Brian Betances Farias. Hello, Diego. How are you? Doing great. I received approval 50 days ago from the Dominican Republic. How much time do we have to wait? So what approval did you get from the Dominican Republic? What did you get? Did you get ready status? Is that what they sent you? If they sent you a ready status, then you got to start looking for a visa. You got to schedule the visa interview. You got to look for an open day, open slot. How long do you have to wait? I would get online and see what's going on with the embassy in U.S. travel docs. See if you can schedule an interview. Jeff Mantok, Diego, hello from Fort Wayne. What's going on, Jeff? Fort Wayne is in Indiana, folks. Greg Lamping, hi Diego, made an inquiry to the NVC. They gave us our Bogota number and invoice number via email, but still no welcome letter. Well, you got the invoice number. That's good. So you got the case number. Let's see what you got. You got a case number and an invoice number? Is that what you're telling me? But no welcome letter. Email the embassy. Send them an email. I'll give you, if you need the address, I have the email address. I'll give it to you. Send them an email. James Van Skoda, we had to get an amendment to a passport due to not having a place of birth. That's it. You got to have a place of birth in the passport. Do we need to get a new DS-160 if we're going to the interview with 2 passports for her daughter? No, you're good. Just make sure that when you filled out the DS-160, you put in the right location for the place of birth. Then that will match the amendment to the passport, right? When you filled out the DS-160, you put in the correct place of birth, right? Right? Okay. You print the confirmation page. That's got to match the amendment to the passport. And you're good. Langel Tate, LOL Diego, I am a cat lover. Me too. So's Karina. We love our cat. I bought the best flat screen TV in Bogota. Now, stuff is not expensive in Colombia. Things are TV, electrical, it's not really, although iPhones are out of control. iPhones are horrendously priced, okay? There must be some kind of government tax on them. But TVs aren't too bad. But I bought the best TV we could get, and it survived an earthquake, 6.3. But it couldn't survive our cat. It destroyed the TV. And Karina's like, she sent me a picture, and I'm like, don't worry about it. It's just one thing less that we don't have to get rid of when we leave Colombia. What we were gonna do was we were gonna sell it, and then give the money to her mom, send the money to her mom in Venezuela. But that plan's out the window now. Let's see. So yeah, Angel Tate, we're cat lovers. My fiance and I will get one as soon as he comes, even though he is a dog person. Well, dogs are good too, but cats are independent. They clean themselves. They feed themselves. So you got to put the food in the bowl, but they're independent. They go off and they go and they hunt and do their hunting and do whatever they do, and then they come back home or whatever. Dogs, you got to walk them. You got to clean up their mess. They're a lot of work. BYE, hi Diego and Karina, how are you? We're good. Next Monday, we are going to send the DS-160 to the Guatemalan embassy with Guatemalans in Central America. And we hope soon we can have our interview. No, you will. Thanks for your help, Diego. No problem. Glad to be here, guys. Thank you for taking the time out of your weekend to hang out with Diego. Jacob Myers, just waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting for the time to fly by. Stay busy. Edward Tubman Jr., hi Diego from Liberia. Now, beautiful Liberia is also on the west coast of Africa too, right? And Nong Vang, thank you again for that super chat. Boom. Much appreciated. Denise Jefferson, come on, Diego. The TV was for Karina's family. Yeah, I bought the TV for Karina's family. I should get another TV. Okay, at least we know that Tokyo will need a shot for your final anticipated trip back to the United States. Maybe a tetanus after knocking the TV over. You know what I might do, Denise, instead of buying another TV, is I might just send what I'll do is I'll just give Karina some money, and send it to her mom anyway. We were going to sell the TV, take the money, and send it to Venezuela. Okay, what I'll do for because Denise is putting me on the line right here in the world, the whole world can see this. Okay, I will double whatever it is I paid for the TV and send it to Karina's mom. How about that? Sound good? So whatever the TV cost, I will double it, and I will send that money to Karina's mom. Girl Dragon, look at you! Super chat from Girl Dragon. Stay classy, Diego. You are a gem. Now remember, guys, you are all diamonds. Okay. Everybody watching this, you guys are all diamonds. Now, why do I say that? Well, they have value. Diamonds have value, right? But how did a diamond originate? What did it originate from? A diamond originated from carbon, which is coal. And under unbelievable pressure over millions of years, under unbelievable pressure, the coal transformed into a diamond, right? You guys are under unbelievable pressure going through this K1 visa process, right? It's difficult. So what's the result? You guys are going to come out of this diamonds, right? Precious, shiny, strong, indestructible. Whatever it is you experience when you get to the United States, Mr. Beneficiary, Miss Beneficiary, you are going to be so strong mentally that nothing's going to bother you. Nothing's going to bother you. So Denise, I'm going to double the price of the value of the TV and send it to Karina's mom, okay? And I will put a salutation in there from you also. It's your idea. Jason Mabry had a chance to cook some American food for her family, brought my steak marinade and southern spices to Ghana. Oh, did you sneak that through customs? How did you get that in through customs? Was fun watching Ghanaians trying new food. That's good, Jason. Erica Lopez, hello, Diego. I checked my case status and it shows ready. Okay, get on it. Start processing your visa. I was told that my fiance had to fill out the DS-160 form. My question is, can I fill out the form for him? Erica, go ahead, and if your fiance cannot speak English, has computer problems, has no internet, has problems with electricity, fill out that DS-160 for your beneficiary. Print that form, get that confirmation page. Here in the United States, we got better infrastructure, right? PP for Karina's mom, Denise Jefferson. Denise, now that's a heck of a super chat right there, Denise. This is from Denise. A reminder that the use of an attorney in this process would cost us a great deal. You're right. We appreciate you, Karina, and myself. Denise, thank you. Pete B. Pete B, I'll put that in the Karina's mom kitty box, okay? Well, I'll put that in the jam jar for Karina's mom, okay? And Denise, thank you for that. That's a heck of a super chat right there. Thank you. Now I'm gonna go back. I'm trying not to miss any questions. And I say I got this great computer, but I can't page up. Jacob Myers, South America seems to be strict when it comes to phones. Yeah, they're very strict. Had two in my bag in Argentina. Security wanted to know what I was doing with two phones. You tell them it's none of their business. They gouged the price of phones down there. Yes. Now I bought Karina a cell phone for her birthday, and it's not going to work in the United States. The SIM cards are all different and everything. So we're going to give that's her cell phone. We're going to give to Karina's mom. Okay, so it is what it is with the cell phones. And Diddy Vaughn, thank you, Vanessa, for the info. Pete B, Denise Jeffson, thank you. Hang in there, everybody, and keep watching. Diego, I'm going to help you guys get through this. He is the treasure of knowledge, helping keep us sane during the process. Guys, I'm going to keep you sane, and I'm going to answer all your questions. Remember, I've been through 2 K1 visas and a spousal visa. So I've been through 3, plus 2 K2s. Okay? So by going through the process 3 times, I learned a lot. And you don't forget stuff. I don't forget stuff. I don't know. I was a math guy and a physics guy when I was in college. I don't forget stuff. And I go to bed at night with all this information about immigration. And, I share it with you. And it's much cheaper for you to jump on a YouTube channel like this and get information for free than to pay an attorney. An attorney, if I speak for, let's say, an hour and a half, an attorney would charge you $200 for that time. So, but I do it because I want to help you guys. I know what it's like, number one, to be separated from your loved ones, okay? It's not fun. It's difficult being separated, okay? I'm in a big house. There's nobody here but me. And I would rather Karina be with me at my side. And one day she will be here, probably before the end of the year. She'll be here, all right? And it's just a process that we go through, but you become stronger from it. Once you get through it, you become stronger from it. Okay. Jose Ramirez, Diego, thank you for all your help in the lengthy process. My fiance and I are praying that you and Karina get your welcome letter from NVC, and you go and unite with Karina. God bless. We will, Jose. Mi hermosa prometida, Karina, is at work right now. Okay. She's helping her friend Mihai set up her business. Karina is a tax accountant and she's a business person. She's a capitalist. And because Karina's time in Colombia is getting less and less and less and less, her friends are beginning to understand. That soon Karina won't be in Colombia anymore. Okay? And she's tight with her amigas. Okay? So it's going to be difficult when Karina leaves Colombia to leave her friends behind. It's difficult. This isn't just the K1 visa just isn't going through a visa process. There's a whole bunch more stuff involved it's like an iceberg. You got the tip of the iceberg right here, and then underneath you got the rest of the iceberg, right? There's a lot of things involved. Family separation. She's not going to see her nieces and her nephews probably for 3 or 4 years. Probably. Okay? So we prepare the family for this eventuality. Okay? I want you guys to prepare your beneficiaries for their trip to the United States. What happens? Let's suppose you live in a little village in West Africa, and then all of a sudden you're in New York City. What a cultural change, right? So, Mr. Sponsor, Miss Sponsor, please prepare your beneficiaries for the change from where they live now to becoming citizens and residents of the United States. It's a big change, guys. Karina she's good. She lived in the mountains of Caracas. She lived in the mountains of Venezuela. She spent a lot of time on the beach in Venezuela. So she's a beach girl. And right down the street, there's a beach here. So she's going to be at home. Everything's going to be in English. She can't speak English. So she's going to have to learn how to drive, learn how to speak English, learn how to, learn where the supermarket is. There's a lot of things that she's going to have to learn, and I'm going to help her. Mr. Sponsor, Miss Sponsor, you have to take your beneficiary, put your arm around her or him, and guide him or her through this process. Okay? I'm asking you to do that. It's not easy. Jason Mabry, catastrophe. Yeah, Tokyo, catastrophe. Tokyo jumps up on the TV stand, knocks the TV over, destroys the TV. And I don't know. I didn't, the cat's a year old. He doesn't know any better. So we can't get angry at the cat. We should have secured the table. We should have secured the TV to the table. And Bill Smith, thank you for that super chat. I just saw it pop up on the feed here. Bill Smith, thank you. Why will she not be able to go back for 3 or 4 years? Well, we're not going to travel until she becomes a citizen of the United States. Okay, that's our plan. Now, you guys can have your own plan. Our plan is when Karina is an American citizen, she's got a passport that says United States of America on it, then we're going to travel. Okay? That's our plan. She will become assimilated into the United States of America. She'll become an American. She'll learn English. And then when she travels, when we go back to Colombia to visit her family, again, okay, there's no need for advance parole. There's no need to worry about an immigration officer being a jerk at the Border Patrol because she's on a green card. She's going to be a U.S. citizen. Furious Ram. Once you get the invoice number, does that mean NVC created the case and is waiting to ship it out? No, when you get the invoice number, it means the embassy is getting ready for you. It's probably in the air, in an airplane. You should get FTP1 status. Bahu, we need more, even more. We need more what? BBF, hello Diego. Hope Karina gets to the United States soon as possible. Oh yeah, my case was approved in August 19th. My case, how much time do I need to wait until the next step? How do you mean your case was approved, BBF? You're talking NOA2, right? If you got your NOA2 on August 19th, then it's going to take about 2 to 4 months to get the next step. I'm already closing in on 4 months. But then again, I'm in my second K1 visa. Plus, I went through a spousal visa. So immigration at the State Department level, NVC, they gave me a case number. They had a bunch of investigating to do on my case, which took longer. And then the embassy in Bogota, Colombia, is busy. They're busy. So we're just waiting on the embassy to get freed up. But I'm going to give everybody a Mountain Dew salute, guys. Thank you, Denise, for that massive super chat. I appreciate you guys very much. Vanessa's talking to Diddy Von. Bye, Diego. Excuse me, what does K1 FTP? K1 FTP means that the visa is in an airplane flying to the embassy. Vanessa Robles, does DS-160 expire after submitting it? No, it's good for 12 months. Once you submit the DS-160 and you print the confirmation page, all right, it's good for 1 year from the date. And Bill Smith, no, we're not going to travel for 3 or 4 years. First thing we're going to do is get Karina assimilated as an American. I want her to become assimilated. She wants to become assimilated. If we travel, we're going to explore the United States. Diddy Von is thanking Vanessa Robles, and Vanessa is talking to Diddy Von. Pete B, I'm trying to prepare Shane for the Minnesota winter. There you go. But I'm not sure she grasps how cold it gets here. She will enjoy shopping for coats, boots, and mittens. Okay. But here's what, Pete B, you're in Minnesota. It gets pretty darn cold in Minnesota. I don't know how you do it. Don't you have to put a heater on your oil pan on your car so the oil doesn't freeze? I know they have to do that in Alaska. Sophia Abdu, what is the limit for joint sponsors in a K1 visa? As many as you want. 2, 3. Depends on if you're getting two from the family, but there's two or three. I would say the limit would be three as a guess. You can use up to two. Denise Jefferson, Diego, once Karina becomes a U.S. citizen, does she lose her status in her home country? Or is this what we call dual citizenship? No. She'll keep her Venezuelan citizenship, but she'll be a U.S. citizen also, and she'll be a dual citizen. So she'll have a Venezuelan passport, and she'll have a U.S. passport. She's not going to give up her Venezuelan roots, but she's going to become American. She's going to assimilate, and in the future, she'll use her citizenship status to bring her mom here. I'm getting her mom out of Venezuela, okay, guys. Her mom is in communist Venezuela, and I'm getting her out of there. First, we'll move her to Colombia, and then from Colombia, make it easy for her to go through the embassy processing, get her asylum in Colombia, then we will sponsor her to come to the United States. And, that's what I want to do, and Karina also. Furious Ram, I got the invoice number and case number. Shouldn't it say in transit? Mine says still at the NVC. Well, if it says it's still at the NVC, what it really means is it's in transit, but the NVC is too lazy to update their status. So consider it in transit, Furious Ram. Jin Ganesh, hi Diego, got my ready status, but no welcome letter. Should I go ahead with the DS-160? Get her done. Get started, Jin Ganesh, on your visa package. Start processing the DS-160. Pay the visa fee. Get it done. Hitchum Adradrid. For February 2023 cases, I see they will review cases November 16th to December 9th, 2023. Is that true? I don't believe anything that NVC or USCIS tell me. I don't believe what dates they tell me. I don't believe messages they send me. I don't believe any of it. All I believe in is what I see in writing once it's active, once the action has taken place. So when I've got a case number. There's the case number written down, BGT, and the number. BGT means Colombia, Bogota, Colombia. So I got a case number. That to me is real. Then before that, they sent me an email saying because of COVID, the embassy's closed in Bogota, which is a lie. It's not closed. The embassy's open. They're busy. So whatever they're telling you on dates and numbers and ranges, I don't even pay attention to it. I pay attention to what happens to my case. Right now, I've got a case number. Now I'm waiting for an invoice number and a welcome letter. And I sent another inquiry, and I'm waiting for them to respond to it. And I'll let you guys know on the next live stream what's going on. Pete B, yes, we have engine block heaters. So Pete B, I figured you had engine block heaters because in Alaska they have to have them too. It gets so cold that the oil freezes in your car in the block. You get a frozen block, your car won't crank. Right? It's not good. Didivon, Diego, what's going on with the welcome letters? NVC is administratively challenged. What happens if you don't have it? When the interview comes, then you don't have it. Make sure you print the inquiries. You send inquiry after inquiry. I need my welcome letter. Where's my welcome letter? Immigration will respond all they want. Print the inquiries. Go to the visa interview. Say, look, I've asked 3 times for my welcome letter. All right. And I can't get it. NVC, immigration, you are responsible for getting me the welcome letter. If you don't get it to me, that's not my fault. And then you go to the interview and you get your K1 visa, put in your passport. Jason Maybury. While in Ghana, I brought a storefront for my fiance's family business. Well, look at you, trying to set them up for success. Great. Capitalism at its greatest. When my fiance leaves, could not pass up buying property for them. What a steal. Jason, good job. That's good. And then Jen Ganesh is talking to Didivon, and Didivon's talking to Jen Ganesh. So they got them going, chatting back and forth, and that's good. Guys, you got to understand, okay? You're going to get your K1 visa with a welcome letter, without a welcome letter. You're going to get your K1 visa with an invoice number, without an invoice number. You're going to get your K1 visa. You just got to work the process, work through it, work through the maze, work through the administratively challenged immigration process, and you'll get there. Okay, I'll help you. I'll help you get through it. Hitchum. From other people's cases, I see they are working on cases all the way up to October 22nd, 2023. I don't even pay attention to what immigration cases are working. Dates are irrelevant. I know what you meant, Hitchum. 2022 is what you meant, but it's irrelevant. I don't trust their data. Tashalin's World. So that means I'm still waiting on the welcome letter because I only received the F1. Now, you got the K1 FTP. Okay, so that means it's in a plane or it's landed in the embassy. But I still scheduled my interview medical in November for both. Should I email the NVC for the welcome letter? Send an inquiry. Tashlin's World. Send an inquiry to the NVC and ask for the welcome letter and see what they send you. Or if they ignore you, print that inquiry. Okay? Furious Ram, what does K1 FTP look like? It's an email. Just information, and it means the visa has been put in an airplane. That's all that it means. Now, you got to prepare your beneficiaries for life in the United States of America. Okay? You got 90 days to get married. 90 days, 90. If you don't get married in 90 days, your beneficiary will get a letter eventually of deportation. Okay? So you got to get married in 90 days. So you don't have much time to get this done. I recommend you adjust the status for the green card within that 90-day period. Why do I recommend you do that? Because you want to get the green card as quick as you can. Okay? And if you wait months and months and months to adjust the status, after the green card, after you get married, it slows up the green card processing. If you're not in a hurry to get the green card, immigration is not going to be in a hurry to issue you one. So be proactive and file for the adjustment of status within 90 days. Diddy Vaughn, do you have to bring everything translated to the interview? No. What you need to bring to the interview translated is the police certificate, the letter of intent to get married, and the birth certificates. If your beneficiary cannot read or write English, okay, you got to write a letter of intent to get married, a second one. If your beneficiary cannot read or write English, you have to write that letter of intent to get married, and the beneficiary has to write it in his or her language of her country. Then you translate it into English. Why do I say to do that? Why don't you just write the letter for her or him, and he or she signs it? Well, then immigration's going to ask, how did you do that? If you can't speak English or read or write English, how did you write your letter of intent to get married? My sponsor did it for me. Well, then that's a fraud document, right? Then you got a problem. If you can't read or write English or speak English, write the letter of intent to get married in your native language and translate it into English. Notarize it if you want to. That will cover your backside at the visa interview. So, Didivon, do you understand what I just said, right? Birth certificate, letter of intent to get married, police certificates. Hitchum, I updated my name. They said they updated my name 3 weeks after my NOA1 because they misspelled my first name. That's okay. They fixed it. Abdelhali Keita. Hi, Diego. I made the appointment September 26th. I paid the visa fee, and they confirmed that, but they didn't tell me what time, and I didn't have the instructions for the interview. Okay. You need to, if it's on September the 26th, and you don't know the time, email the embassy and ask them for what time is it? What time is the interview? If they do not respond, if they do not tell you the time, make sure you are at the embassy by 6 o'clock in the morning on September 26th, and then ask the immigration officer, what time's my interview? If you are too early, it's okay. Just don't be late. Shins, hi Diego, for the interview, should I give my fiance all the original documents? No, like W-2, tax return, bank statements, or just copies. Just copies. Photocopies. The only original forms that have to come to the visa interview, the only original forms is the I-134, okay, the letter of intent to get married, and the birth certificate and the passport. Not the sponsor's passport, the beneficiary's passport. Furious Ram, NVC sent me the beneficiary ID number. What is that? The beneficiary, is that, you talking the invoice number? All you need is a case number and an invoice number. A beneficiary ID number, I don't know what that is. Never heard of it. Queen Safo, my fiance finished everything, but he's waiting for the interview. Do you know how many days it's going to take? Well, Queen Safo, what country are you in? Which country? I don't know which country. Tony Gamble, when waiting for an interview date, how will they contact us when it's ready? By email. Abdeli Keita, when I paid the visa fee, they told me they do not have an appointment available. I'm at the level of the calendar. I have not yet reached the level of entanglements. Well, we don't want you to get entangled, okay? Don't be entangled like a turtle in a fishing net. You're gonna get through it. The mosquito guy, Diego, I'm sitting with my lovely fiance in Manila. We just had breakfast. Yeah, what is it, like 8 o'clock in the morning there? We just had breakfast, and now we are watching you. Well, we're glad you're here. Stay blessed, my Florida friend. Well, mosquito guy, I hope you had lumpia with your breakfast. I love lumpia. Hi, Tim, Art for Art. Make video about embassy in Casablanca. Okay. What's happening? They don't care about relationships. 98% of the cases, K1 visas refuse to a 221G. What? That's in Morocco? Yeah, Morocco's got issues. I think we should drop a congressional investigation on the embassy in Morocco. Hard Team Art for Art. K1 visas in embassy of Casablanca is refused. They're not accepting. That's not good. Furious Ram, to Tajlin's World. Jason Maybury, after approval, will USCIS email me or will update the status online first for NOA2? Well, you're going to get a letter. Once you get approved, you get a letter. You're not going to get an email. The NOA2 letter comes in the mail, in an envelope, not in an email. Okay, Jason. Hard Tim Art for Art. I never see how it's working with system. Like I'm in jail. Hang in there, my friend. Okay, hang in there. I'm going to look at the embassy in Morocco very closely. Furious Ram, I'm trying to figure out how I have an invoice number and case number, but no welcome letter. Don't worry about it. K1 FTP means it's on the way to the embassy. Don't worry about it. Wait for the ready status. Process the visa. The embassy, Hard Tim Art for Art. The embassy in Casablanca is not good. I'm seeing lots of denials coming out of there. It's insane. Queen Safo, my fiance is in Greece. Which part of Greece? And they're processing K1 visas in the embassy in Greece. But where does he live in Greece? That Heart Tim Art for Art. I feel for you, okay? I feel for you regarding the embassy in Morocco. There's issues there. Maybe it's one person. It could be one person that's being a jerk. Feo Bruno, what is the normal waiting period between status and welcome letter? Ready status and welcome letter. Well, you should get the welcome letter first, and then you get the ready status. So it depends on how busy the embassy is. Okay, so there's no real time frame between. It's how busy is the embassy. Queen Safo, Athens, Greece. Yeah, I've been to Greece 2 times. I went to Corfu. I believe, yes, it's the name. It's an island off the coast of Greece. I went to Paleokritstritsa Beach. I went to Corfu, and I had the best hamburgers and the best pizza ever in Europe. Wherever, I've eaten hamburgers all over Europe, but the best ones were in Greece, in Corfu. Paleokritstritsa Beach is very pretty. I went, what is it called? Parasailing in Paleokritstritsa Beach. I went parasailing. Had a great time. Louis Stop 17. How long does it take when they send you a notice saying the Department of State sent it to USCIS? Well, the Department of State doesn't send anything to USCIS unless they're sending the visa back to USCIS from the NVC. So the question is, how long does it take when they send you a notice saying the Department of State sent it to USCIS? Well, if the NVC is shipping the visa back to USCIS, that means there's a problem with the visa somewhere. Okay, that wasn't caught at the first time at USCIS. So now you're at the mercy of USCIS. They got to review it again. Okay, then they got to send out a second NOA2 letter if they approve it. How long that takes could be 4 to 6 weeks, 8 weeks. Jason Mabry, any success stories from Ghana? Yeah, I've seen 2. I read they are cracking down on visa fraud. Well, every country in the world is cracking down. Every embassy on the world is cracking down on visa fraud. And that's the way it should be. They should be cracking down on it. But they better not be denying visas, though, just to create data with visas that are good. Cheery ass world. Hi, Diego. My fiance and K1 is approved. Our case is in the ready status, okay? And at the U.S. Embassy in Lagos, Nigeria, but no invoice number, and don't know if we schedule the interview or the embassy. Well, you schedule the interview, and I would send an email. I would send an inquiry to the NVC and ask them for the invoice number. Okay? Pete B. Okay, Diego, I never got welcome letter. Don't even worry about it, Pete B. I only got ready status. That's all you need from the embassy, and scheduled our interview off that. There you go. Do I need an invoice number from the NVC for the pending interview? No, if you've already scheduled the interview, you don't need it. That's in Manila. What I would do to cover yourself is to send an inquiry to the National Visa Center and ask for the invoice number. Just send an inquiry and say, hey, I need my invoice number. And then print that email. That's evidence that you communicated with the NVC asking for the invoice number. If they don't respond, it's not your fault. There is a lady in Thailand that needs a police certificate from Thailand, okay? But she can't get it because she needs the welcome letter. Well, she can't get the welcome letter. So I told her to send 2 or 3 inquiries to the NVC over a period of 2 weeks, asking for the welcome letter. Print the emails. And then if she cannot get the welcome letter, she cannot get the police certificate. I told her, go to the visa interview in Bangkok, Thailand, with the emails saying, look, I could not get my police certificate because I don't have a welcome letter. And I asked you guys 3 times for my welcome letter, and you didn't send it. So it's not my fault I couldn't get the police certificate. And then she'll cover herself, okay? Emails are powerful evidence because on the email, it says your email address and it says the NVC, right? That's evidence of communication. People say, well, my NOA2 letter is going to expire in 4 months. It's expiring next week. Okay, well, same for me. My NOA2 letter expires, in about 3 days or something like that. But I've sent 4 inquiries to the NVC. What does that mean? That is communication that I submitted to the National Visa Center, asking for a case number, asking for this. What's the status of the embassy interviews? I printed those emails. They're in the back. So when my NOA2 letter expires, it really hasn't. I'm still in an immigration process. That immigration is in control. I'm not in control of it. The State Department is, right? I got emails showing that I've emailed the State Department asking for information. This keeps my visa in process. This extends the expiration date on the NOA2 letter. Okay? Evidence, 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 evidence. That's what you got to produce. And then you got yourself covered. So when that young lady goes to the visa interview in Thailand and says, and they say, "Where's your police certificate for Thailand?" You say, "I couldn't get it." Why couldn't you get it? I couldn't get it because I didn't have my welcome letter. Why didn't you have your welcome letter? Because you didn't send it to me, immigration. And here are 3 emails where I've asked you 3 times for my welcome letter, and you blew me off. Okay, you see what I'm saying? So they can't put her in a 221G administrative hold for not having the police certificate when it's their fault that she couldn't get it. Carlos Zambrana, hi, Mr. Diego, joined a bit late. Any update on your case? Got a case number. I sent another inquiry. I'm still waiting for the response from the inquiry. What I believe the situation is that the U.S. Embassy in Bogota, Colombia is busy, and they're trying to get ahead. They're trying to catch up. So we're waiting our turn. We're in the queue. We're in the pipeline for an invoice number, okay? Or if we don't get that, we're in the queue for a welcome letter. And if we don't get that, we're in the queue for a ready status. We're in the queue. Tashlin's World, Diego, can I, the beneficiary, send the NVC an email about the welcome letter? Yeah, I think, yeah, you can. You don't put petitioner, you put beneficiary. You can send it, but when you fill out the inquiry form, make sure you put beneficiary, not petitioner. Furious Ram, they gave me an invoice number with the beneficiary ID number for my fiance, but I don't know what the beneficiary ID number is. I don't know either. It's not important. It's irrelevant. What's important is the case number and the invoice number. And if you can't get either one of those, don't worry about it. Keep pressing forward in getting your visa scheduled at the interview scheduled at the embassy. Okay? Jose Custodio. Hey, Diego, thanks for your videos. No problem. NOA1, July 29th, 2022. NOA2, August 3rd, 2023. Case created September 5th. Okay, consulate received September 18th. Okay, and then the interview is on November 2nd. Very good. So your beneficiary will be in the United States before Christmas. That's good. Jason Mabry, took my fiance 6 months to get her police certificate. Yeah, you got to start getting them. Heads up for K1s in Ghana. Do all the business in Accra, not these smaller towns. Good information. So if you have a beneficiary in Ghana, Jason says go to Accra, which is the main city, the capital, and get all your documents done. Edward Tubman Jr., Diego, please help me. I received my case number from the NVC. What do I do now? Now you're waiting for the ready status, Edward. You are waiting for the FTP1 email, which says that your K1 visa is on an airplane going to the embassy. Now you're just going to wait. Takes a couple of months. Tashlin's World. Okay, what is the website I must go to for the inquiry? Tashlin's World. You go to Google National Visa Center Inquiry. Google that, and you should be able to find it. Don't put NVC inquiry. Type the whole thing out. National Visa Center Inquiry.com. Look for that. Didi Von Diego, is it true you can get the police certificate online in the Dominican Republic? I don't know. I can get police certificates for Corina online for Venezuela and for Colombia, and for Ecuador, and for Peru and Panama and Guatemala, etc. For Dominican Republic, I don't know. What I recommend your beneficiary does, Diddy Vaughn, is call the police department in the Dominican Republic, in the city, the capital, and ask for directions on police certificates. Nikhil Modha, Diego, do you know when will USCIS look at January 23 cases? Probably in December of this year. My fiance tried to get tourist visa to visit me, but they denied her, saying since her K1 visa processing, we can't give her a tourist visa. That's normal. Don't worry about it. It's not going to hurt your K1 visa processing. Salute to all my super chat heroes. A Mountain Dew salute. Lots of people can't get a B2 visa if they're in a K1 visa. It depends on the country, okay? Hitchum, do the police certificates take a while in Algeria? Are they mandatory at the interview? Yes. Police certificates are mandatory if you but you can get a waiver if you can prove that you tried every way possible to get a police certificate but couldn't get it. Like the example I cited in Thailand. Okay? Saudi Arabia, let's suppose you're a Filipino and you went to work in Saudi Arabia for 6 months or a year, you go back to the Philippines. It is next to near impossible to get a police certificate from Saudi Arabia, so they provide a waiver for that country. But 99% of the time, it's mandatory, okay, for police certificates. You got to get a police clearance check. Now, I'm not an immigration attorney. I don't work for USCIS. I don't work for the State Department. I don't give you guys any legal advice, zero legal advice, okay? But I've been, like I said, I know this process like the back of my hand. I've been through it 3 times, okay? So there's not too much I don't know how to do in processing K1s and CR1 and IR1 visas. But I'm not an attorney, okay, guys? I went through the school of hard knocks. Tashlin's World, thank you. Jorge Rivas Cervello, the non-criminal record document, for how long is it valid after its issuance? 2 years from the issue date. Diego, where do I get the form for financial support? I-134, Declaration of Financial Support. And is it supposed to be uploaded or do I bring it to the interview? Number one, you don't upload anything to the National Visa Center in a K1 visa process. Zero, nothing. Everything is hand carried by the beneficiary to the visa interview. You can get Form I-134. Go to uscis.gov/forms. uscis.gov/forms. Click on that link. Look for I-134. Do not click on I-134A. That is for asylum seekers. That is for asylum seekers. You need to click on I-134. Okay? Fill it out online. Print it. Fill out in black ink what you couldn't fill out online. Sign it and date it and get it to your beneficiary. The original form. Hitchum, when will you make an updated video on Algeria? Well, I've got to have somebody get a visa first, so I have the data. When I have the data, then I can put the video together. So I'm looking, okay? HY, hi Diego. So I have a joint sponsor, but that lives in a different state. No problem. And on the form I-134, I put, I intend to furnish room and board and medical insurance and full financial support with no end date. Okay, that's correct. What do you suggest my joint sponsor put? The same thing. Exactly the same thing. The joint sponsor is promising the U.S. government that he or she is going to provide your beneficiary with financial support if necessary, room and board if necessary, food on the table if necessary, medical treatment if necessary. If you, Mr. Sponsor, Miss Sponsor, can't quite do it, the joint sponsor will pick up the slack. That's what a joint sponsor is all about. The joint sponsor joint sponsor is giving you backup. Okay, so immigration doesn't get scared that your beneficiary is going to end up as a burden on the taxpayers, a public charge. You bring somebody to the United States, you are responsible for that person, not the taxpayers. Okay, that's what immigration is trying to say. That's the point of this whole thing with the financial support, declaration of financial support. Hitchum, you said police certificates are good for 2 years. Yes, I did. From the issue date. I don't care what the government. Let's suppose you got a police certificate from Paraguay, and it says it's good for 3 months. The U.S. government will recognize its validity for 2 years from the issue date. Doesn't matter what it says on the police certificate. Okay, that's coming out of the State Department. The State Department controls this dog and pony show. Okay. Lewis Top 17, Department of State, sent case to USCIS for review. Okay, so what happened was the State Department looked at your K-1 visa package. They found an error or something in there they didn't quite understand. The NVC, the State Department, do not have the authority to deny a visa. Only the embassy can, or USCIS. So those are the two places that can deny a visa: USCIS and the embassy. The State Department got it to process it. They looked at it and they said, "Oh, there's a problem. Not something's missing or whatever." Immigration didn't catch it at USCIS. So the MVC don't have authority to deny or approve visas. So they sent it back to the USCIS so they can look at it. USCIS will look at it and they'll say, "There's nothing wrong with this visa, MVC. What is your problem? What, are you having a bad day?" USCIS will approve it again, send you a second NOA2 letter, and then send it back to the MVC, and everything's good. But if there's a major problem with the K-1 visa and USCIS don't approve it, then it doesn't get approved. But USCIS is going to take a second look at it because the MVC asked them to. But the National Visa Center do not have authority to deny visas. Okay, only the embassy officer can, or USCIS. That's why it went back to USCIS. Don't worry about it until you have to worry about it. Right now, just understand that your case is slowed down a little bit, and USCIS is going to look at it again. The MVC highlighted some stuff, and they said, "Hey, check this out. What's this? What's this?" USCIS will look at it, and more than likely, they will say, "Okay, there's nothing wrong here," and send it back to the MVC and send you a second NOA2 letter. So that's what's going on. Okay? Hitchin, what happens if you made enough money in 2021 and 2022, but in 2023 you didn't make enough money? What do? You get a joint sponsor. But if your 2022 tax returns are good, if your K-1 visa interview is in 2023, if your K-1 visa interview is between now and December 31st, 2023, you're good. Okay? But when you adjust the status for the green card, okay, you have to tell them how much money did you make in 2023. Then you're going to have to get a joint sponsor, more than likely. Tina, I'm putting together my I-129 packet. Okay, Tina, and had to get certified copies. What certified copies of what? Do I send certified copies, or will a photocopy of the certified copies be okay? You don't have to get certified copies of anything, Tina, for a K-1 visa package, because the original documents are going to be going to the visa interview. What documents are you certifying? Because you don't need to certify anything. Serious world. When my fiance enters the USA and we marry, that's the goal. And we also file for adjustment of status within 90 days. That's good. As well. Do you know how long it should be before we've received the work permit? Well, you probably get, it's called an EAD, it's an employment authorization document. It's called an EAD. You include it in your adjustment of status paperwork. It's a free request. There's no charge for this particular form, and it takes probably four to 6 months to get. And then right after that, a couple of months after that, you get the green card. Applying for an EAD document, in my opinion, is a waste of time, because you're going to get the green card right after it. Jason, does the I-134 have an expiration date once it's signed? No, you're good. Use the current edition. You're good. Once it's signed, you turn it into the embassy. It's good. Didivon, can I send a copy of my intent to get married to my fiance? No, you need the original. You got to have a black ink signature on the letter of intent to get married, because that's a legal document. The original, not a copy. Some people give copies and they get away with it. But you might on this channel, my recommendation is send the original form. I-134 and letter of intent to get married, originally signed. That means if you get a jerk of an immigration officer who wants to be a stickler, okay, you got yourself covered, and he won't put you in an administrative hold because he's asking you for the original I-134 or the original letter of intent to get married. If you are a beneficiary in Brazil, okay, you're in Brazil, you have to sign a letter of intent to get married or a singleness letter in front of the immigration officer. So you're having your visa, your scary face-to-face visa interview in Brazil. You have to print the singleness letter and the letter of intent to get married. You got to bring that too, and you got to sign the letter of singleness in front of the consular officer. Okay, you can go to the U.S. Embassy website, Rio de Janeiro. Look for the singleness letter, print it, don't sign it. You got to sign it in front of the immigration officer. That's how important it is, guys. Lots of people get married during a K-1 visa process. They don't realize that they made a mistake. You cannot get married if you're in a K-1 visa process. If you do, your visa gets terminated. So they make you write a letter of intent to get married, so people learn in their head, I got to have a letter of intent to get married. Oh, that means I can't get married during this K-1 visa process, right? That's what it's about, guys. Murcat, hello, Diego. Thank you for all the good information. No problem. Regarding the I-134, what is the support amount if they're looking for not getting denied? Okay, how much money do you make in a year? Do you make $50,000 a year? That's how much money you're going to put down for the support amount, your total income. If you make $100,000 a year, you're going to write $100,000 a year. If you make, $40,000, $30,000, $35,000, you're going to write down whatever your annual income is on your tax return for 2022, on your declaration of financial support as support money. Let's see. Hitchum, this is for the interview in May of 2024. Okay, so get your taxes filed. You're going to file your taxes. You're going to file your taxes before May of 2024. So you need to get a joint sponsor if your income isn't sufficient for 2022, and you file your taxes by April of 2024. You're going to have your 2023 tax return showing your income went down. Get a joint sponsor. 9, Gladiator. On the I-134, from question, total number of dependents, do you count yourself? No. On the I-134, you're going to write, you're going to write your beneficiary's name, whatever her name is or his name. And then if your beneficiary has any kids, let's suppose she has 2 kids. You're going to put the child's name here and the child's name here, right? So your beneficiary will have 2 dependents. You don't count her. So it's going to be your beneficiary's name, her two kids, one here, one here. You add up the number of children. Those are her dependents or his dependents. Number 2 goes into the dependents block. Okay. For yourself as a sponsor, you're going to put your name and if you have any dependents. Have you sponsored anybody before in the past? Did you bring anybody to the United States before on a green? Do they have a green card living in the United States? You're still responsible for them, even if you are divorced, or if it was your mother-in-law or whoever. So, as the sponsor, if you don't have any dependents, you don't count yourself. So you're going to put your name down as the sponsor, and if you don't have any dependents, you'll put 0 dependents. Like for me, okay? Let's use me as an example. In the past, I brought folks over to the United States in a K-1 visa. We got married, didn't work out, got divorced. She went back home. Okay? So when I fill out my I-134, I'm going to put my name and 0 dependents because she went back to her home country. She's not considered a dependent of mine. But if she stayed in the United States of America on her green card, we got divorced, she's still my responsibility. I would have to put her down as a dependent, which would jack up my income. I'd have to make more money to cover that person. Okay, do you understand what I'm saying? But if you get married to somebody from a foreign country, you get them a green card, and it doesn't work out, and that person, you get a divorce, and that person goes back to his or her home country, that person is no longer your responsibility in the eyes of immigration. But if that person stays in the United States on a green card and you get divorced, you are still financially responsible for that person in the eyes of immigration, and you have to include that person as a dependent, even though you've divorced for however many years, unless that person becomes a U.S. citizen, has worked for 10 years in the United States, dies, or goes back home to her home country. If you're a beneficiary, if you marry somebody and you bring them to the United States, you get divorced, and then she marries somebody else, another American, you are still responsible for her financially, even though she got remarried to somebody else, until she becomes a U.S. citizen, has 10 years worth of work credits with the Social Security Administration. Okay, so just remember that. Let's see here. Gladiator, did I answer your question on the I-134? You do not count yourself as a dependent. You are the sponsor. You put your name down and you put 0 dependents if you got no dependents. Denise Jefferson. Wait a second. Cruise 2022-2202. Hey, Diego, what should the intent of marriage say? I've made videos about that. Look through the videos. Look through all my videos. You'll find it. Denise, Diego, will missing information on the I-129F get you a denial? No. Or will they give you an opportunity to append via RFE? Do you know if they do pre-checks of the I-129 completed early on? Okay, so when you fill out the I-129F, if you forget something that's critical to the visa, they'll send you an RFE. Hey, you forgot this. Please provide the information. Okay. When you fill out the I-129F, let's suppose then they're asking you for your beneficiary's mother's date of birth, and you don't know what it is, and your sponsor doesn't know what it is. You can put question marks in there because you don't know. And then on page 13 of the I-129F, in the remarks, you can say page whatever, section whatever. You ask me for my beneficiary's mother's date of birth, but we don't know what it is. And then put a little statement in there. Okay. Like, so if you don't know the answer to a question, put question marks in there and then explain it in the remarks section on the I-129F. If you forget something by accident, that's critical to the visa. They will send you an RFE and give you an opportunity to fix it. They're not just going to blatantly deny it. Okay. They'll give you a chance to fix it. You know, there was a gentleman that filled out his I-129F and he forgot to check the block where they asked him the question, have you been ever convicted of any crimes? He forgot to check it. And the answer is no. But he should have put a no, X in the no block, but he forgot. They sent him an RFE and they said, you forgot to tell us, you forgot to fill out this block on page 6 or whatever it is. So he went, oh, sorry, put an X in the block, sent it back to immigration, and they approved his visa. So if you forget something by accident, they'll ask you for the information, okay? But don't do this, okay? Some people do this. They fill out the I-129F, and they don't need a translator. And there are 3 pages. The I-129F is 13 pages long, right? And the last 3 pages are, who was your translator? Who translated these documents? Some people tear those 3 pages out and send only 10 pages to the lockbox and then to the service center. So there are 3 pages missing from the I-129F. It's 13 pages long. If you don't include every page, you're going to get the visa sent back to you. You have to start over again. So if you don't need a translator, when you fill out your I-129F, put NA, 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 boom. Okay? All right, Denise, don't worry, you're good. If you forgot something, they'll notify you, and then you get to fix it. Y05, hi Diego. Y05, how's your prometida? Is she doing? She's in Venezuela. Did she go to the office in Caracas and ask about passports? Has she checked on her passport? She needs to be proactive. You know, I mean, Venezuela, you're lucky if they have electricity. Some days they have electricity, some days they don't. So I recommend that she go to the office when they have electricity so that they can look up her case in the computer and see how her passport status is. So you can get her out of Venezuela. M. Lovo, hi Diego. Is it true that this Customs and Border Protection, CBP, can ask for your phone to look at messages, social media? Yes, they can, for the beneficiary. Or go through your luggage at the time of the arrival in the USA. Yes, they can. Yes, yes, and yes. That's exactly correct. Gladiator, yes, thank you, no problem. Hitchum, the I-134 form on USCIS website says it expires. What should we do? Fill it out. You can use it. It's still, when that form changes on the USCIS website, that's the form you're going to use. But it hasn't changed, right? It's still July 31st, right? Use that form. Hitchum, I already sent the original letter of intent to marry. It's with USCIS. That's correct. You're going to write a second one, and you're going to sign it a couple of weeks before the visa interview at the embassy. Didivon, Diego, so you don't need to bring the DS-160, just the confirmation page to the interview. That's correct. Lindley, I'm so happy we got approved. High five, Lindley. We have waited so long. Yes, indeed, it's a slow process. Finally, I can be with my love, like you said, Mr. Diego. Be patient and stay strong with each other. And with that, Lindley, you get the last word. Thank you, everybody, for the super chats. You guys are awesome. I'll be back on Monday at 7 p.m. I might drop a surprise live stream during the week. Some of you still have lingering questions that you need me to answer. So I might just drop a live stream in the morning when the folks in Australia, Singapore, Egypt, and Greece and those countries are up and about, England especially. Okay, guys, thank you for the super chats. See you Monday. Now I'm in Central Time, not in Eastern Time. 7 p.m. Central Time. And Denise says, thank you, Diego and Karina. See you, Denise. Thank you, Denise, for that outstanding super chat. Thank you so much for that. Hitchum has a question. Can your fiance work on a fiance visa? No. You got to have a green card or an EAD. See you guys. And Be patient during the process. You got to be patient. Pete B, no problem.